Okay, network game 04 War. We're back.
Everywhere I go, there's nowhere I belong. Can anyone just tell me where will I find? 'Cause everywhere I go, I'm always on my own. Can anyone just catch me before I drown? Can anybody make me feel like I'm not the stranger tonight?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. I'm sorry. The videos have been a bit up and down lately in terms of whether there has been or not been. There was no network game last week, of course. We just couldn't get it right with the streaming. You'll see today that actually we streamed the Monday Night Raw a few weeks ago and then got back to do the Smackdown. They're much together for this, you'll see. But yeah, it's been difficult. No AEW on Friday either. That will be back this week. I'm expecting a full week of video starting today, Monday, Wednesday, and then Friday. And yeah, let's see how things go from there. Thank you for all your support, your continued loyalty. Appreciate it. It's over the Raw. Anyway, you get the point. If you are ready and excited to get going again for a full week, drop a like on this. Let me know you're excited. And yeah, let's go. Monday Night Raw. It is a big one. All right, we kick off Raw here in New England, I want to say. New England? Somewhere like that. On the pre-show with TNA getting a win over Funaki and John Heidenreich. Just a win to get TNA over a little bit more in the local area. And yeah, it's just to get the momentum again after losing on the pay-per-view. TNA will be used going forward over sort of the next week or the next week's show. So yeah, let's see what happens there. 57, solid TNA carrying it.
I mean, if you put that, I said that's a good score. If you put it on the main show, that wouldn't be out of place.
Wouldn't drag it down too much, no, which is good. Yeah. And I think we're at that level now where we've got certain talents, tag teams and that can carry it to a decent match, and that's what TNA have done. So good stuff. Let's see what Maven can do in the second pre-show match. Maven versus Nunzio for a 49. Again, not bad at all.
Yeah, I mean, especially when it's got the similar levels as well. Was it 50? Was it 48, 47?
47 and 40, so 49, yeah, it's been boosted a little bit, which is good. This was a potential Cruiserweight Gold Rush tournament match, but Nunzio is not part of the tournament. Sorry to all the Nunzio fans out there. I'm sorry. 49, right. Let's open the show then with the man who lost in the WWE Championship match last night, John Bradshaw Layfield. He comes out without Brock Lesnar. He's on his own. Well, he's got Orlando with him, basically.
That's so hard.
And he says, quite simply, last night was a travesty. The fact that Brock Lesnar was thrown out for doing absolutely nothing is a joke. And for that reason, the real American, the great American, deserves a rematch. Randy Savage makes his entrance and says no. 91 segment, good stuff. Randy Savage denies JBL's request for a WWE Championship rematch, but JBL doesn't lose his temper at this. Most people would expect that he'd lose his temper at this and complain. He goes, okay, cool, I'll have to find another way then, won't I? What he said. And Randy Savage, that's how we end the segment, with JBL saying that, dropping the mic, walking to the back, and Randy Savage just sort of looking at him like, what does that mean? Yep, 91.
I'm shell shocked because I know where this is going. So, I mean, but yeah, 91. All I'm saying is no one's prepared for what he's planned for this. So, but.
All right, let's go to the ring. Booker T is taking on Garrison Cade, and that gets us an 80. Booker T getting an 80 out of Garrison Cade deserves the round of applause.
It just shows how good Booker T's been, isn't it?
Brilliant. What a great opening match considering Garrison Cade. And in 6 minutes, Booker T gets to win with a scissors kick, because if you think I'm putting Garrison Cade over Booker T, you need to put down that pipe you're smoking. And yeah, look, there's no AJ Styles here. My original thought when I wrote this down was that AJ Styles would be selling not here because you think he's selling the effects of the attack at the bowling alley last week, but then of course we had him involved in the pay-per-view at the Battle Royal, and I didn't plan for that. So instead we'll say the idea of that, you know what, Booker T, they're not a tag team officially at this point. They're friends, but they're not a tag team. So Booker T wanted to do this on his own. He got the win. Post-match though, the numbers do catch up with him. Jindrak and Cage start the beatdown when AJ Styles runs out. With a back. AJ Styles is ready to fight. AJ Styles cleans house and Jindrak gets sat in the corner. So that's the perfect moment for AJ Styles to pull out of the bag a bowling ball. It wasn't an accident that they were at the bowling alley last week. AJ Styles rolls the bowling ball across the ring, right into the nuts of Mark Jindrak, who's going to sell this like he has genuinely lost them. It popped them. He's got that.
Sorry, just that image of that.
Yeah.
The idea that AJ just comes in with a bowling ball, just folds. Is it?
He's going to bowl it as well. He missed out on bowling last week, so he's going to bowl it.
He wants to get a strike, but not in the way that Cade's going to be happy with. That's what I'm saying.
Look, it's feel good comedy stuff in a way, but it'll help get AJ over it. It's helping. Look, 62 segment rating, having Booker in there helps, of course, but solid start to the show considering it's these guys like Booker. Take Booker out of it. These guys should not be getting these ratings. So helpful, Booker. You are very helpful. Okay, backstage, Shane McMahon is with Paul London getting ready for the Gold Rush tournament match, which is next for a 71. He's talking him through the game plan. It'll be Paul London versus the Hurricane when Shane McMahon's phone rings. And he says, sorry, I better take this. It's my sister. And he leaves the room. That's it.
Interesting.
That's it. So Shane McMahon won't be at ringside now because he's dealing with whatever's happening. So Paul London takes on the Hurricane in the quarterfinals, the first round in a way, of the Cruiserweight Championship Gold Rush tournament. Remember, the winner of this tournament, on this match, gets a Cruiserweight Championship opportunity. Who will progress to the semi-finals? Will it be Paul London? Will it be the Hurricane? It will be Paul London for 63. Very good cruiserweight match this for us. Like this is the level I'm hoping he'll hit. 6 minutes all they needed. Paul London 60, Hurricane 62. Paul London defeats the Hurricane with a 450 splash. Paul London is into the semi-final. This is I got no complaints with this at all. I'm hoping the cruiserweight tournament will help the cruiserweight division and maybe create a couple of new stars. Paul London is one of those that I hope will get a big boost from this tournament. So good start.
Yeah, great start. Especially it might be a benchmark of the kind of level you want.
Yeah.
So I like it. It's good.
Backstage, Randy Orton is cutting a promo on John Cena for an 84. He says, who the hell does this thug think he is? Like, he shouldn't be sticking his nose in our business. But it's fine. Because the people talk about John Cena and they talk about Randy Orton as being the benchmark of the future of the WWE. Well, here's the thing. This championship right here means that I'm not the future. I am the now, the present, the main event. John Cena, you think you're the future. Well, I may just take that future away from you if you're not very careful. So Randy Orton with a warning to John Cena here for an 84. I just like the idea that these guys are considered by smart fans at this point and in industry insiders in a way of these guys are the future. These are the guys we're going to hang our hats on as we know what happened. So we're starting the most legendary rivalry of WWE history. Sorry, I choked. I couldn't do it.
But you're going to do it better. And
we're starting it early. Yeah, we'll see. Randy Orton was cutting the promo before his match booked after the break against William Regal. That's right, it should be interesting. Randy Orton versus William Regal gets an 81. Very good. Randy Orton pulling out a 91. He is very good. Good chemistry for both men as well. So this is something we could do a rematch of, potentially, down the line. Be good. Randy Orton 91, Regal 67. They're hitting the levels you expect them to hit, and it gets the match you expect it to get. This is exactly what I wanted. I thought about Steal the Show. We didn't do Steal the Show because we just wanted them to put on a good match. They put on a good match. No complaints. Randy Orton defeats William Regal with the RKO after the distraction from Ric Flair, which is now going to play its part going forward as we're going to start a feud between the British Bruisers and Evolution. So Ric Flair costing Regal here will cause a feud going forward between Batista, Flair, Regal and Finlay. So that'll be good. 81. Post-match, John Cena's here again. He comes out to challenge Randy Orton in an 85 rated segment. And he says, I want my shot. At WrestleMania, you escaped. You got away with it. But you know as well as I do, one-on-one, John Cena beats Randy Orton. Simple as that. So, how's about you give me that opportunity right there? But no, Randy, I know what you're going to say. I know what you're going to say. I don't just give out opportunities. You have to earn it. Fine. How's about me and the British Bruisers, two men that you've pissed off tonight, take on you three next week right here on Monday Night Raw. And if I can win, or my team can win, I get my shot. Randy Orton looks at Evolution, looks at Batista in particular, sort of, and gets a confident smile on his face looking at Batista like, all right, cool, because you ain't beating this guy. Do you know what I mean? That sort of idea with Randy Orton's face. And Orton agrees. It'll be Cena and the British Bruisers against Evolution next week. And Cena needs that win. 85 for these two. Chef's kiss. Let's have some of that.
It's if you can hit those kind of levels continuously, then this has got potential to be one hell of a feud. So I'm excited. I'm excited to see what happens personally.
Okay. Here we go.
Oh no. Oh no. This is where it begins.
We go to break. We come back from break. Here comes the money. Here comes the money. Shane McMahon comes out. Yeah, he's not dancing tonight. Shane McMahon looks worried. And he's got a Stephanie McMahon next to him who is crying. Serious voices from the commentators. They get in the ring and they cut a promo. And Shane announces... For 77, fine. Shane announces that Vince McMahon has gone missing. Okay? Vince McMahon has gone missing. Stephanie gives out here a heartfelt plea. Basically is what she does here. Please, Dad, or whoever's got my father, let him go. Let him come home. He's got grandkids waiting who are terrified right now. And we go fully serious. The idea, Vince McMahon has been kidnapped.
Sorry.
What am I doing?
Sorry, I just love the way it's like you were trying to be super serious, but you can't. Well, I mean, all I'm saying is it's an interesting feud. It's an interesting idea.
And it's one of these things that we're going to really play into the kayfabe part of wrestling. Because this segment is going to end with JBL watching on backstage. Okay? Laughing. JBL laughing backstage watching the TV. Which we see. And we, as viewers, will assume, has JBL got something to do with this? Shane and Stephanie don't see the laughing.
Right. Sorry. I'm interrupting you there. So are you just doing a situation of... They don't know. We kind of know, but we're not 100% sure we know.
Yes. Bang on. Okay?
I like that.
Okay. There'll be more on that later. Let's go back to the ring. The Undertaker is taking on Matt Hardy for a 91. It's Taker. I don't know why I keep getting surprised, but Matt Hardy's best match of his career, though. 8 minutes, last ride. Matt Hardy gets, well defeated by a very angry Undertaker here, because Taker, he got taken out by Brock Lesnar last night. Brock Lesnar then, dismantled Kane's ankle. And Taker here, despite having a bandage on his wrist, he is ready to fight, and he does fight. We made this the Wild Brawl, and, it seemed to work. Taker suited to the match.
Good choice.
Yeah, good choice indeed. Taker carries it. Taker is violent here. He's determined to take out his anger. Matt Hardy's the unfortunate soul. 8 minutes. Last ride. Job done. After the match, Undertaker calls out Brock Lesnar. Now, there was no Brock Lesnar at the opening of the show with JBL. And there's no Brock Lesnar here either. He doesn't answer the call. It seems as though Brock Lesnar isn't here. So Taker takes out his frustration on Matt and Shannon Moore. Shannon Moore eating a tombstone, Matt Hardy eating a chokeslam. Where's Brock Lesnar? Why is he? Is he ducking the Undertaker? Is that what it is? Is he scared of the Undertaker? That's surely what it is, right? Right.
Well, we assume, but well, I don't know. We'll find out. I guess we'll find out.
Okay. The Filthy Animals going to cut a promo on the tag champs for a 67. That's worrying for the main event. Billy Kidman. So I scripted Billy, but didn't script Rey. And this is the problem with the promos with this game sometimes. So Rey Mysterio off script did brilliant. Billy Kidman wouldn't have done well off script, but because Rey wasn't on a script, Billy Kidman struggled.
That makes no sense. Like, so basically,
it kind of does. So if there was a script and Billy Kidman was sticking to a script and Rey Mysterio wasn't, it kind of does. But it's a double-edged sword. Yeah,
it seems like it's a fine tuning, isn't it?
Yeah.
That kind of using that kind of stuff. But again, if you look at it from positive side, it's like for who they are for 67, that's good. But I mean, as you said, hopefully, I got a feeling your main event will work out. So
the main event, of course, is the Filthy Animals taking on the Knockout Artists for the tag team titles. We'll get to that momentarily. Let's check in with the WWE champion, though, shall we? Shawn Michaels beat JBL last night, and he comes out, soaks in the celebrations, and he starts to talk about the fact that as champion, he always has a target on his back. He knows that, but he has to set the benchmark. Last night, JBL was a hell of a fight, and he gives a bit of props to JBL here, but then he says, but now I've got to look forward, and I've got to look what's next, because the Great American Bash is in my home state of Texas. I don't know if it was in real life, but in storyline, we're making it Texas.
Okay.
Yeah, that'll be a point to it. He says, so it's in my hometown, my home state of Texas. So who's next? Cue the music of Chavo Guerrero.
Oh, wow. You finally got 100.
This is my first 100 on this game.
Yes. I just need to think, when I got my 100, was that with a Guerrero?
It may have been.
The Guerreros, mate. It's the Guerreros.
Wow, this is mad. So Shawn Michaels wants to know who's next. Chavo Guerrero comes out with Cruiserweight Championship over his shoulder. And Chavo says, listen, I know you're looking for a champion, a contender for the championship, and I get all that. But the thing is, as the gatekeeper for the Cruiserweight division, as the leader of this revolution of Cruiserweights, I need to make sure the Cruiserweight division is getting the headlines. And I was sitting there listening to you and thinking to myself, yeah, the Gold Rush tournament is happening, and that's what everyone should be looking at, because it's going to be the best damn wrestling matches on the show, says Chavo Guerrero. But Chavo says, but I thought to myself, how else can I make the Cruiserweight division even more relevant? By beating the world champion. Chavo lays down the challenge. Shawn accepts. It'll be Shawn Michaels versus Chavo Guerrero in a non-title match next week.
Oh, I mean, congrats, man. Congrats. 100. Love it.
Buzzing for that.
It's about time you got 100, to be fair.
Yeah,
it's about time.
Cheers. That felt pedantic. Right, okay.
No, it wasn't. At least he was. Trying to be nice.
Okay, we're going to do a promo with the Knockout Artists on the Filthy Animals for a 76, talking about the hyping up the main event for the tag team titles. You've seen these promos all the time, so I'm not going to go into it too much. It's just a bit of hype for the main event. Let's see who's going to walk out tag team champions then, shall we? This is a match that could have happened on the pay-per-view, but we decided to make it a big Raw main event. So, the Filthy Animals, the Knockout Artists. Who's your money on, Stu?
I mean, all I'm saying is I like the underdog, so if I was going to be like a betting man, I'd probably go for the Filthy Animals, but I've got...
Let's see. Your winners and still world tag team champions for an 80. Okay, it's not the match of the night or anything, but it's not bad for a main event. Let's see what it does on the show rating. The Knockout Artists defeat the Filthy Animals. Big Show pinning Billy Kidman to defend the tag team titles. Big Show the best of the lot with an 86, I should expect. Jamie Noble the weak link, again I should expect. But putting in a 54, not bad. Billy Kidman 66, not bad. Ray 75, very impressive. There is a singles match between Show and Ray in the future that will do very well, I'm sure.
If they hit the nail stampers, 100, absolutely, man. Absolutely.
So, 80 for this is not, honestly, that's fine.
Was it higher than? That's better than
It's higher than I expected. I'd have been
Yeah.
happy with the 75. So I know it's been the main event. I'm taking a risk on the show rating, but I wanted to give a bit of prestige towards the tag team titles. So that's what we're trying to do here. And also, there wasn't a clear main event, so it made sense. We feel like we're going to end the show with the knockout artists celebrating, don't we? We go backstage again. JBL is on the phone. JBL is on the phone to Brock Lesnar for an 86. And all we hear is, Brock, this plan will come together next week. Make sure he's comfortable. Oh, sorry, make sure he's uncomfortable. I've got written here.
Okay.
What does that mean? What does that mean?
Again, you're doing it again. I like it. Like the idea is like, what is he talking about? Who we think he's talking about, or is he talking about something else?
We know who he's talking about.
Yeah, but it's kind of.
Yeah.
If it's what I'm thinking. Sorry, I keep interrupting you.
No, it's fine. It's fine. It's left up to your imagination at the moment. No confirmation.
Especially with wrestling fans, it's sometimes the best thing to do. Let the mind run the wild. But
And I mean, I'm going to say this to you now. Do not miss the next episode of Monday Night Raw. If you think what I'm done tonight is a little bit crazy, which is a little bit, next week gets mental. Oh, next week's the one.
well, there you go. Definitely got to come back and watch next week now, haven't you? With that kind of statement. But
let's see what this does. We had the 100 rating, remember, so it's hard to call this show. I mean, I'd be very happy with 85 up, but
it's probably going to get an 89.
I don't know because of the main event, but I don't know.
I remember when I had 100, and I think I'd done something similar, and it got one about that.
So let's have a look. Monday Night Raw for the first week of June gets 90. Solid. I'll take that.
Yeah, I thought it
considering I've got, in terms of main event matches, I mean, if I'm really honest, the top match on the card is probably Orton Regal. Weirdly, do you know what I mean?
If you go by from that, I mean, if you did the Undertaker one,
Taker, yeah, but it didn't make sense for Taker to be the main event, of course. So it made sense for tag titles. I'm pretty pleased with that. Where is Vince McMahon?
Well, as you said, we'll find out next week, eh? Can't believe you've done this.
Okay, Smackdown on the pre-show kicks off. Gail Kim getting a win over Shaniqua. 49 for Gail Kim, who was off her game. Unbelievable. But they did have chemistry in their performance, Stu. So this is a match that you could potentially run. 46 in the women's division, in the mid-card of an actual show, wouldn't be a bad thing.
No, I mean, to be fair, it might be a thing of... it probably helps that, obviously, we might have to check that, maybe off recording and stuff, has like the little mini push or little push I've been putting through for the last couple of months, as it like worked.
Has it helped? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, 49, 30, 34, playing 46, that's pretty good, like even. Like, yeah, I'm happy with that. I mean, it's intriguing. Maybe that's a feud I can start up, maybe.
Oh, well, maybe it will be. Let's go from... That's the second pre-show 6-man tag for a 60. Good stuff. Dudley's and Val Venus get a win over the Bashams and Johnny Stamboli.
Yeah, again, this is nothing really much in this, in the sense of just trying to get people going. But yeah, I mean, no surprise Dudley's to the top. But yeah, Stamboli, I mean... I need to do 40. That's not bad. I need to maybe think of something.
No, that's not bad at all. Him putting in the same performance as Danny Basham. Doug Basham's clearly the superior Basham. So there you go.
There's the feud. There's the feud now. We're gonna have like feud.
Who's the better Basham? Anyway, Dudley's carried it as you'd expect. Let's open the show with the WWE World Heavyweight Champion. Thank you, Xavier Woods. Eddie Guerrero kicks off the show.
He does.
Whoa.
100 already, yes. Is that second of the save, if I remember correctly, isn't it?
I want to say third. I think I got one, didn't I?
Yeah, no, I mean, but second for me, third in overall save.
Yeah.
This is what I don't get about like having like when Eddie Guerrero and Edge. Like 1 minute this will get a 70. And then the week out, and then it gets this. It's like, this is the thing, I can't gauge it with Eddie and Edge.
I reckon we should probably have a look. I think Edge just hasn't got good consistency levels.
Yeah, I mean, I think
his feud with Kurt Angle was very similar.
Yeah, I'm hoping that, because I think Edge is on like 70 or something, and Eddie's on like 80, high 80 ish.
Yeah.
So in theory, it should put on a pretty decent score match, but we've said that before, right?
We have. What happens here?
So we'll just start off with Eddie Guerrero kind of saying he's just happy what he did, because obviously put across a Judgment Day. Obviously he lied, he cheated, and he cheated to win the match. That obviously I just realised I haven't when I was booking that. Then we've got to start. It's an instinct to not do it, but then you realise Eddie Guerrero, you got to do it, right? It's got to be done. But so obviously he's happy with what he did there, and kind of and he's basically like kind of bringing up to the people in the back saying, yeah, anyone want to take me on, take this world title away from me, you know. Obviously he's had some big wins, and his the confidence is flowing through Eddie Guerrero. And obviously who comes out? Obviously no surprise to us, but obviously it would be for the crowd. Edge comes out.
You think
kind of. Yeah. I love that theme. It's actually really good as well. Again, another person has. I don't think he's had a bad theme.
No. Well.
No.
100. Go on, carry on with the 100 rate segment.
So I'll get through this. Sorry, you know me with my promos. But yeah, so obviously he's kind of impressed with how Eddie's done as champion, and it's kind of it's great to see that the workhorses are finally on top of the Smackdown and of this company, and kind of a situation saying, but Edge is kind of he appreciates Eddie and all that, but he doesn't really. Edge is like, when I came back, I had a dream. I've been thinking about it for a long time, being that injured, and I want to realize that dream. And my dream is to become world champion. Obviously he brings out that he's beat Kurt last week, so in theory, I should be next in line for a world title shot. And obviously Eddie, being the fighting champion, would say, sure, and then you kind of smiles and kind of says that. And kind of, if you said that to me, like said Eddie versus Edge 2004 in their prime, but Eddie kind of acts like that he knows in the future it's going to be a great match, so like smiles and goes, okay, yeah, shakes his hand, and kind of let the best man win, and sets up. So it sets up. Obviously,
are you actually going to do a heel turn?
Maybe, maybe not. We'll have to find out, right?
Good start to the show then. But Edge was in action next. Eddie Guerrero's going to stick around for commentary for this one. Edge and Rhino to open the in-ring portion of the show for an 81. Good stuff.
Yeah, it's very good there. I mean, Rhino's kind of like the. I mean, he's kind of the most beloved in the series. I think everyone loves a bit of Rhino. Everyone likes Rhino. In any save we've ever done, everyone they just love Rhino.
Battle of the Spears as well.
Yeah, true. Well, you would say the goal could be better than the spear, but again, obviously in this case it was not. Edge gets the win with the spear, or it says execution here, but it's a spear. But the way I've kind of booked it is I like the idea that the match is good, great match as you expect, but the ending kind of Edge jumping out of the way of a gore, and then just when Rhino gets his bearings, turns around, boom, Edge hits the spear out of nowhere, gets the win, and obviously after after that, more shenanigans afterwards.
More shenanigans for an 83. Our Hardcore Holly segment getting 83.
Oh, maybe Hardcore Holly's turning into the Christian of the save, getting guys scored.
Absolutely not. Hardcore Holly retires about this point, right?
I mean, is Hardcore Holly on that list of people that another one of the people that just don't like Hardcore Holly? But
he's all right.
Yeah, but anyway.
I'm looking now when he retired. Sorry, I know we're recorded, but it's gonna bug me. No, he didn't. He didn't retire till 2009. I just forgot about Hardcore Holly because it's Hardcore Holly. Carry on.
Well, just I always say to that. So I would love to sit there and see you say that to his face. I mean, he probably beat the crap out of you, but But anyway, talking about someone attacking someone. Obviously, Hardcore Holly comes out and attacks Edge. And obviously, it's the School of Hard Knocks kind of 2-on-1 beatdown on Edge, and then obviously you have on Eddie Guerrero, and then obviously being 2-on-1 on Edge. Then Eddie Guerrero comes out for the save. It's 2-2, and then but I like the idea that they're staring at each other, like Edge and Eddie Guerrero, but it's like Edge is looking at the world title. So like we know it's like he respects him, but it's obvious what he's, it's obvious what his priorities are. They're friends, isn't it?
Distracted by the gold here right now.
I mean, to be fair,
the gold.
we all would, wouldn't we? Especially if you had a world title. You want the world title, don't you? You want the world title.
Definitely. Right, let's go from that backstage where Christian is talking to Triple H for an 83 again.
Yeah, pretty happy with that. Yes, obviously this is kind of a situation of Christian, obviously, as we put out on the Golden Show before Judgment Day, obviously he's turned heel on Chris Jericho. Was a couple weeks ago. Not happy, but I like the idea that both Christian and Triple H are kind of like doing like a deal. Like they both got problems. Christian's got Chris Jericho. Triple H is probably still fuming for what Lance Storm did to him. So they come up with this deal, this idea. Say, okay, if you do me a favor, the old, if you scratch my bag, I'll scratch yours type situation. And say if you take out Chris Jericho tonight, I'll take out Lance Storm next week. And but yeah, obviously then that's basically what it is. It's a setup. Basically, it's like they're both trying to. It's like mutual agreement. Like they're both going to help each other out, taking out thorns in their side. So the 83, I'm happy with that.
Well, you should be. 4 pretty good segments to start the show. Next up, 61.
Yeah, pretty good there. I mean, it must be devastating because it involves Scott Steiner, but yes, obviously we just talked about Rikishi talked about why he got involved in the main event with against Eddie Guerrero and Mark Henry. Why did he get involved? Why did he come down the ramp? And kind of he's talking about how he needed. He still didn't forget what Mark Henry did to him all those months ago, and but obviously when he tried to go after him at first, it didn't work. Got his ass beat again. So he needs some time to get away, get his head straight. Because obviously when he first went after him, he was hot-headed. He was just like, he was hot-headed. So, and it cost him in that match. So he left, recharged, and yeah, he's gonna take it one shot at a time. He's gonna be patient. He's gonna wait for his opportunity, and kind of a situation of Mark Henry's saying it's like a message to Mark. I'm here. I'm waiting for you. And then obviously Scott Steiner comes in, attacks him, saying and says, Scott Steiner comes in and that kind of stuff and sets up. It's basically, I can't remember words, but it basically sets up a match later on between us two. Yeah. But basically, Mark Henry this is not a hot-headed Mark. Rikishi? I mean, he's a bit more cool, calm. Yeah, he's had time to think, so he's gonna get his revenge eventually. Hopefully, but yeah, and obviously that match is next.
Rikishi and Scott Steiner then get a 67. Solid.
Yes, very good. I think at the moment I'm very happy. Things are hitting kind of good numbers. Very good numbers.
This is better than it has any right to be. 62 Steiner, 58 Rikishi, 67. Colour commentary gave it a boost, so good work from Paul Heyman, and a hot crowd helped a lot as well.
I mean, this is that 100, mate. Still can't believe I got that. But yeah, supposed to this one, I've just put it's a big house fight type situation. Two big guys. I'm going against each other, and obviously it says here a Ram. I don't know what that move is. But I'm curious to actually know what that is. But for what I've put it just hits the Rikishi driver on Scott Steiner for the win. But but the thing, what happens next? I think I remember it's quite fun. 66. Again, very solid, very good. But this one I've kind of just gone. Obviously, Mark Henry attacks Rikishi after the match, but again, it doesn't work. And obviously, what I've done is kind of a little bit of revenge on Mark Henry. Is Rikishi hits a stink face on Mark Henry, and obviously afterwards he is not happy. And would you be if you got a stink face? You would not. So I got a feeling that won't be a good idea. Wouldn't be the best idea to do, because that would just make an already irate. Monster Mark Henry more irate. So yeah, but 6'6", it's very good. Yeah.
Mark Henry's had a big boost from feuding with Eddie, so that's pretty damn good. Backstage, Billy Gunn and Chuck Palumbo are talking about their future as a tag team. This is kind of just nothing special here in the sense of like anything crazy, but just is kind of Billy Gunn talked about not taking him seriously, and that needs to change.
Yes, we used to be what we used to be, but we want to be taken more seriously if you want those tag team golds. So yeah, so that perception changes tonight, and it starts tonight, and that's against next opponent in the next match in Rene Dupree.
Yeah, you were going to do Billy Gunn and Rene Dupree, but Billy Gunn is currently suffering with an injury, so it's going to be Chuck and Rene Dupree for 49. Not bad, really. Not bad at all, considering Dupree 49, 43 Palumbo, so it's the higher level than it could than it could be, if that makes sense. So that's not bad. Rene Dupree gets the win with the Lowry Valley Driver, or let's be honest, the French Tickler, and
literally took him out and he just basically done the French Tickler, pinned him, and that's it. Yeah. But well, there's obviously my finish is different. Obviously, I put with help with Grenier. Is it Grenier? It's Grenier, isn't it?
Grenier, yeah.
I'm thinking of somebody else. But yeah, obviously I had to change, obviously, because obviously we had to change it. But that's a situation of, obviously it was supposed to be, but obviously with his partner out, Chocolate Palumbo, I mean, it's like he's shaken by it, and obviously without his partner, 2-on-1 distraction is enough for when ADP to get the win. And yeah, I mean, obviously the finish might be different, obviously in the next segment, but yeah, for 49, you expect that's pretty good actually. I think it looks
solid. Solid. Yeah,
it's
definitely.
good.
Post match 45, La Resistance and Billy and Chuck have got issues.
Yeah, I mean, obviously here I've kind of obviously originally I put La Resistance attack Billy Gunn from behind, but then Chuck comes out, and then because he wasn't supposed to be there, but that's the situation of just like the 2-on-1. Like you could still have Billy Gunn comes down, right? You could still kind of do that. Let's change it. Yeah, so you can still do that. Obviously, it just he comes down for the set. Was it the other way around? Obviously, Chuck gets beat down, and Billy Gunn comes to the save, and then he hits like the Fein Hustle on both of the like I don't know, I say Grenier or something like that to get kind of back the momentum. But yeah, had to change that on the fly a little bit. But yeah, but for a lower tier kind of tag team feud, pretty good.
Pretty good. Talking about tag teams, one of the world's great tag team on table there backstage. Paul Heyman's ran backstage to do this segment. We're going to run back for commentary. CM Punk's also there because it's US title time. So let's get a word with the heel camp for a 69.
Yeah, that's expected. For some reason, I'm expecting higher, but that's because I have higher expectations than probably the game.
That's
where they
really,
are at in real life.
I know what you're saying, but that's a really good score, considering you got Punk in there, Charlie Haas in there, who's not the most popular. Shelton's probably the most popular of the guys there, and Paul Heyman on the mic. But that's promising. That's really promising.
Yeah. I'm intrigued, yeah, just because I think I forget that sometimes. I rate these people higher than the actual games is at the moment sometimes, so it's my own expectations, I guess. But yeah, I mean, I think with this one, it's kind of a situation of we've got obviously Extreme Alliance with obviously with CM Punk, and it's just basically CM Punk talking about how it took notice of him last week, obviously after he beat the US champion. Obviously, it's the biggest win in his career so far, of course. Talking about how CM Punk, and then just talking about how he beat him last week. Going to take it one step further. I'm going to bring more gold to this already golden lineup. So
nice.
Yeah, so obviously it sets up
the US title. Van Dam defending against Punk. Now Van Dam, Punk's the one guy it seems that's got his number at the moment. It turns out, because of our mistakes. But CM Punk has beaten Rob Van Dam 1-on-1. CM Punk has won the Battle Royal to get a US title shot. I believe is what he did. I can't remember. It's been a while.
He did. Yes, he did. Yeah, he did.
So he's on a roll. He's got momentum. Can he beat Van Dam, the straight edge superstar? Against Rob Van Dam, by the way, just saying. Let's see what happens. US title on the line. Your winner, Stu.
And still your United States champion for 79. Yeah, I mean, let's be fair. This is what was supposed to happen last week.
This is so much better than it has any right to be. Van Dam is hitting a next level right now. An 89 from Van Dam.
I guess, was it a 50? Was it? I'm sure Punk's ran about a 40. Stu the like high 40s. So to get a 50. So you get a 58 out. Is that 58, if I can say that right?
Yes, Punk got a 58, but Van Dam carried a 58 Punk to a 79 match. Oh.
It's got potential, right? I mean, I get a lot of people kind of when we're talking about it, putting CM Punk in bigger matches too early, too soon, and kind of like that kind of stuff. But I think this kind of
it's worked though, right? So, well,
yeah. I mean, again, one thing I've got to say to this game though, I don't think they understand what a Van Dam is.
They really don't, do they? They really don't.
I mean, one day I'm going to have to put it in a finish just to make sure it works. But yeah, I mean, I put here great match similar to last week. CM Punk hits the Pepsi plunge off the top, but RVD either kicks out or just gets his foot on the ropes. So because obviously I could sit there and say you're ruining the finish, but that would be a spectacular thing to see. But yeah, obviously make it look like it's a hard fought victory. Even have a situation where like. Punk beating him, he's got on his head a little bit as well, but he finds a way to win. So like it looks like Punk put him to the limit, but it just because of his experience and probably a bit more savviness, found a way to win with a frog splash for the win. But yeah, it's supposed to be the old saying of wrestling: you can lose but still look great, and that's what I would want this match to be.
Well, it seemed to have worked so far. Post match, the Extreme Alliance put the boots to Rob Van Dam for 72.
So obviously this one is obviously after this guy, the Extreme Alliance comes down, attacks RVD, kind of takes him out, you can sit there and see hits the T-bone suplex, shows Benjamin. CM Punk could I really am tempted to put the GTS, but I don't think it's a move I just want to spring on everyone. So I think if he's going to use it, have a reason to bring it.
But, you could bring it in as in he uses it to win a match after the Pepsi plunge doesn't work, and he can make it work then.
Yeah, or may do a situation in some matches he hits it, but it doesn't. Yeah, but yeah, basically it's a beat down. But obviously they both Van Dam has the US United States champion to beat him down. Obviously it's in the ring, and obviously they both pick it up, but there's kind of like a tug of war going on. Going, no, I want to raise it because that's going to be my title. And CM Punk's like, but I beat him, so it should be like it should be obviously obviously Shelter's got gold. He wants more gold, but Punk, he's hungry. He's a young hungry, and he wants championship gold.
Gold. That's dissension in the ranks. Maybe there is a bit of sorry Stuart to cut you off. There's a bit of a commotion happening backstage. I'm being told. Let's go backstage. Oh dear, 52. I mean, it's actually not bad actually.
Yeah, I mean that's actually. I think it's like. I don't know. That's actually really good actually. Because I think when you think about it, there's like no Trish is not involved in any of it. When you think about it, because obviously she's the highest rated woman on the whole division.
You've got Lita in there, which helps, but I know what you mean.
Yeah, I mean, again, this is not a disrespect for Lita, just by the scores of the game. Just trying to point out. I rate Lita highly, as everybody does. So. But yeah, it's just a similar thing on backstage. You've got Molly Holly and Jazz attacking Gail Kim. Obviously, what happened, from the Go Home show, she cost Molly Holly that cage match against Victoria. But yes, obviously Victoria obviously now respects a lot Gail Kim for what she did for her in that match. So she comes to her aid, and I think I've looking at one thing. I just put more people in there than me. Doesn't matter, but so obviously there's a situation there. Obviously, I don't know why we got was it Jacqueline? And yeah, I must have maybe changed it, but it doesn't matter. I was
going to say I think I was going off the top bit. I don't know. Actually.
Yeah, I've got to remind myself to like make it clear what to go for because I do change it on the fly that I forget sometimes. It's my fault.
I know exactly what's happened here. Kind of.
Is it a segment thing? Is it a segment afterwards?
So the segment before and the match is missing.
So the match is missing.
Yeah. So we're gonna have to change this on the fly a little bit. I don't think I've read it very well. Let's change it up then. You can do the last segment as a backstage segment. If that makes sense.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
And then not do the match.
Yeah, I don't think we did the match as we went through.
Oh, okay. Well, it's fine. So this would be the kind of segment after the match, supposed to be, and then we'll go from there.
Yeah, in a way, but instead, in theory, you could do it backstage. The idea that Molly Holly and Jazz and Jacqueline, you can argue, because she wants. Well, Molly Holly and Jazz are beating up Gail, Kim, and Victoria. Lita makes a save. Jacqueline gets involved. Big brawl backstage, basically.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's fine. I mean, it's just obviously we'll try and explain it away maybe in next week. So obviously it's all built on the idea, but yeah, I mean it's fine. It happens. But yeah, that makes sense to me. I mean, obviously we'll just kind of explain what happens there. Kind of sets. Obviously it was supposed to set up a match, but that's still only like the same.
He could set up a 6-man next week as we book on the fly. Apologies about that. I do not know what I've read at all.
I mean, if I really wanted to be critical, I won't. But you know, but no, it's fine. That's the beauty. It just shows how creatively we can. We're flexible when it comes to booking. We can book on the fly. It can be done.
Backstage, Chris Jericho and Triple H come face to face for an 82.
Very good there. But yes, obviously we were backstage. Obviously you got Chris Jericho. Let me just get Chris Jericho being attacked and a face about talking about being attacked last week and I was facing Triple H night, saying he's never liked Triple H, and kind of and he has beaten him before, obviously, as we know from the famous non-title match that title change that never happened, you know. The one that did happen, but we know stricken from the record books. Obviously, we know about that one, and obviously, I think I like the idea of talking about Christian as well, talking about like the backstabbing arse hat. I thought that'd be a nice little. I can imagine Chris Jericho saying that, especially in 04. It's the kind of thing he would say.
Yeah.
But yes, it's kind of he's gonna take out Triple H. Never liked him. Can take him out. And he's gonna and then after that's gonna next is Christian, and it'll be next. But then Triple H comes into it, shot saying, kind of alluding to like it's again the same. He's never liked him. All that pain he did to his family all those years ago, it was pretty easy when he said take out Chris Jericho because he hates his guts. And so all those years ago, and I like this line kind of at the end, like you're gonna pay, and people will never see you on SmackDown again. Kind of Triple H taking it like kind of really insulting Chris Jericho. But again, I just like it when he's like, you got to bring that up. He basically made Stephanie McMahon's life a living hell for years. So why not bring that up?
Definitely. Well, it's a WrestleMania main event on SmackDown. So Jericho and Triple H. This could be very good. The main event gets an 81.
I gotta be honest, I'm expecting it these days. It's just I think the game is it a chemistry situation or a burnout or what?
Triple H has got low morale.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah, I forgot. Is he too pissed about that?
So no? Triple H didn't want to lose this one either. So that could be part of it.
I mean, I'm sorry, but it makes sense in the story. So if he doesn't like it, then I'm not being harsh. But
Triple H was then penalised for holding back. And that's more or less the only penalising. So I would think that's what it is. Maybe I've just got a bit.
Maybe we'll sort that out after the recording. I think we need to splurge your money over to try and cheer him up.
I think this would have happened anyway because Triple H was furious at losing to Jericho here.
Yeah, but
this is all for Triple H, right? He doesn't.
I know, but I guess I'm just trying to it makes sense for the best for the story, isn't it? Was it Chris Jericho's technically just turned face and he can't just lose his first match?
I agree with you, but if Triple H doesn't want to lose to someone, he's not going to lose to someone and make them look good.
But it doesn't mean I'm going to change my plan just because someone doesn't understand.
That's the game. That's wrestling. That happens. 81. That's still a pretty good main event, and it may not matter too much because you've got that 100 rated segment. Remember, you've got another segment after that, which could do quite well. But the match.
Yeah. Sorry.
The match itself.
I said it was supposed to be an amazing match between these two. So they usually are when they face up against each other. But kind of the way I put this match ends with Christian trying to hit Jericho with a chair, miscommunication, hits Triple H instead. Jericho goes for a roll up for the win. So it's like not line soap, but kind of like a roll up. But obviously after that, Christian does get his revenge in some ways.
For an 89, good end.
Yeah, very good. Happy with that. I mean, it's because Christian's there. That's why the master is Christian. Yeah, obviously after this, comes to the ring, hits Jericho with a chair. I mean, obviously it's all full, so we can't get away with the old straight chair shots to the face. So we can do that because obviously we don't do those anymore. But the sound of that chair when it hits they used to do, just nothing beats it, right? And I like the idea. Obviously, Christian was busted open, and then obviously Christian hits an Unprettier onto the chair. Christian stands tall. Obviously, I mean that's how we end the show. So for an 89.
That's how we end the show with the formula vitamin C for concussion, clearly. Right, Raw to beat then is a 90. I had a 100 rated segment in my Raw. You had a 100 rated segment in your SmackDown, by the way, in the same week, which is mad. Let's see what he gets. I think it could beat it. It could beat it.
If I get enough, I've got to be honest, I'll be happy. I think it's at this point, I'm in this sort of situation. I just want to keep in touch with you at the moment. I don't want to be like, if I win, that's great. Obviously, it always is great when I win. But like, I just like, if as you said, it's a rebuild as well. So if I'm still close enough to you, even when you're doing that, I'll be happy. So if you get similar score or just a little bit, I'll be happy. So yeah, let's find out.
What brand gets the first shot on the road to the Great American Bash? Raw gets the first shot by a point. Very unlucky. That 100 rating boosted the show so much. If Jericho and Triple H gets an 86, 87...
Yeah. But, as I said before, it's like, it's because of our high standards. That's not a shot to scoff at. I think
it's a very good show. Very good show.
I mean, I think the problem is at the moment, I've got to sort out that Triple H. I don't know how to do that. We'll sort it out for next...
we can throw some money at him to cheer him up a bit, but if he's decided he doesn't want to lose, there's not a lot you can do about it sometimes. To be fair, it isn't unrealistic. It isn't unrealistic, so... I know, but like, again, on the flip side, it's like, yes, but it makes sense in the story, and that's usually what my mindset goes to any booking I do, so... if I have to suffer for a little bit, for ratings, just to keep to make the story make sense and keep good, I'll take it. But 89, as I said, this is kind of what I'm happy with this a lot. I know, obviously you've won this week, but I'm happy with if I can still keep in touch with you. And a lot of stuff is kind of clicking. I've got to be honest. It is. The mid card was pretty good this week for you. So yeah, you keep it in touch. But 1-0 to the A show. We'll see what happens next week.
I disagree with that, but okay.
Okay, that's week 1 then in the books, and a win for Monday night. I said things are going to get crazy. Oh, do not miss Wednesday's video. Do not. I'm like telling you now, if there's one video of mine you watch in this series, make it Wednesdays. Major title change coming. That is all I'm going to say. Until next time, make sure you drop a like on it. And then until next time, peace.